Would you believe if I told you that the key to mastering your emotional well being lies in understanding what triggers your feelings? Our last episode was embracing the uncomfortable, understanding the difficult feeling, and today we are diving into identifying the triggers and patterns, which is an essential step in navigating our emotional landscape. In our daily lives, we often encounter situations that provoke strong emotional responses. Whether it's a fleeting moment of frustration, a wave of sadness, or an unexpected surge of anxiety. These triggers can leave us feeling overwhelmed and reactive, often leading to patterns of behavior that don't serve us well. But what if we could change that? And how can you change that? By identifying these triggers and understanding the pattern they create, and then we can take control of our emotional responses and respond in healthier, more constructive ways. Yes, today's episode we will explore practical strategies for recognizing the emotional triggers and patterns, and we will also discuss how to use these awareness to empower yourself in challenging situations. By the end of our time together today, you will have some tools to navigate your emotions with greater confidence and clarity. So let's embark on this journey of self discovery together. We will start by understanding these triggers and patterns by defining it. Let's clarify what we mean by triggers and patterns. Triggers are stimuli that provoke an emotional reaction. They can be anything from a specific word or a phrase to a particular situation or even a memory. For example, hearing a certain song might remind you of a past relationship, triggering feelings of sadness or nostalgia. Patterns, on the other hand, refer to the recurring ways we respond to these triggers. If you notice that you often feel anxious in social situations, that's a pattern. Recognizing these patterns can help us understand our emotional responses better and make conscious choices about how to react. What is the importance of identifying these triggers? How important is it? Understanding our triggers is crucial for managing the emotions effectively. When you know what sets off your feelings, you can prepare yourself mentally for those situations. This awareness allows you to create strategies for coping before emotions escalate. For instance, if you know that a certain conversation with the coworker can trigger feelings of inadequacy or anxiety, you can approach those discussions with mindfulness or even set boundaries to protect your emotional health or be more prepared for that conversation. Some easy ways to identify your triggers. The number one is keeping an emotional journal. It's the most effective way to identify triggers of your emotions. Keeping a journal of your emotions. Whenever you experience a strong feeling, jot down what happened before you felt that way. Over time, patterns will emerge. Use the feelings wheel. The feelings wheel categorizes emotions and can help pinpoint what you are feeling when you notice a strong emotion. Refer to the wheel to identify the underlying feeling. Practicing mindfulness, which involves being present and aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment, can help. With that, you can become more attuned to your emotional responses and recognize what situations trigger certain feelings. Reflect on past experiences. Take time to reflect on the situations where you were overwhelmed or upset. What were the common factors? Identifying these patterns can help you recognize triggers in your life. Ask yourself, what's behind this? When you feel a strong emotion, pause and ask yourself, what's behind this feeling? This question encourages deeper reflection and can help uncover the trigger that led to your emotional response. When we sit in coaching session, this is such a powerful thing when we dig deep into what's behind what is behind the feeling and what is behind when the client has some kind of an experience, and it raises so much clarity and awareness that client normally have these aha moments. Let's look at some tips where you can identify these triggers. When you are journaling about your emotions, consider color coding your entries based on the intensity of the feeling. Red for anger, blue for sadness, green for anxiety. This method helps quickly identify which emotions are most frequently triggered. Engage in body scanning. What does that mean? Our bodies often hold on to emotions. Physical sensations can be clues to our triggers. Practice body scanning by closing your eyes and focusing on different parts of your body. Notice any tension or discomfort. This practice connects physical sensations to emotional triggers. When someone is feared, or it's a very very common example, and I think in the world everyone must have experienced this, when they are when they are in teenage, or they are children, even so, I mean, after some age, whenever you go for an examination, I know I felt it. So tomorrow is my exam, and the moment I go out of my house, I know that I'm gonna reach my class and write this exam. I don't know what questions are going to come. There are some butterflies in your stomach. If you know there is some bad news, you may experience something like this. Your heartbeat is more, you can feel your heart beating fast. So these are some signals. When you do your body scanning, you have to focus on all the body parts, see where that tension is, see what is happening. Are your shoulders very heavy? Is your head very heavy? Are you feeling some tinkling in your stomach, your heartbeat? Where is this tension? Talk to trusted friends and family. Sometimes those close to us can see patterns in our emotional responses that we might overlook. Open conversations with trusted friends or family members about your feelings may offer insights in your triggers. The another one you might want to try is create a trigger map. Visualize your triggers by creating a map. Write down a central emotion you often experience, like anxiety or anger, and branch out with situations or people that trigger that emotion. Now, this visual representation helps reveal connections you might not have noticed before. Now, how to create this? Just a simple 2-3 steps, and you can see some videos, helpful videos on this too, if you want to adopt this kind of a thing. So, step one is identifying your central emotion. Start by writing down an emotion that frequently affects you, like anxiety or anger, in the center of a large piece of paper. Step 2, branch out with triggers. So, from this central emotion, draw branches leading to outwards to specific situations or people that trigger this feeling for you. For example, under anxiety, you might write public speaking, meeting new people, or work deadlines. Under anger, consider adding traffic jams, injustice, criticism. Step 3 is reflect on these patterns, and then, as you fill in your map, look for connections between different triggers and how they relate to your emotional responses. This visual representation helps reveal patterns in your reactions that might not be immediately obvious. So, with all these feelings, with writing, creating a map, journaling, here are some self-coaching questions to reflect for you today to help you explore this more. What situations tend to trigger my difficult feelings? Are there patterns in how I respond to these triggers? How can I use this awareness to manage my emotions more effectively? What strategies can I implement when I encounter my triggers? Sit with these questions, answer them, reflect it. It's gonna be a mind-blowing exploration for you. Let's close today's episode on identifying these triggers and patterns by keeping in mind that understanding these elements is not just about labeling our emotions, it's about empowering ourselves to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. By recognizing our triggers and the patterns they create, we open up new pathways for personal growth and emotional resilience. Embracing this journey requires courage but leads to profound insights into ourselves and our relationships with others. Let's commit to being more aware of our emotional landscape so we can navigate with grace and intention. In our next episode, we will find out how to express these difficult feelings in a healthy way. I enjoyed today's episode by exploring and by talking on this topic, and I'm very sure you also would have find it insightful. I really encourage you to share your experiences with this topic. If you have identified your triggers and patterns, share it with us on the social media, tag us, and let's continue to create this supportive community where we uplift each other in our journeys toward emotional well-being. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with others who might benefit from having this kind of an information, insightful perspectives on understanding their emotions.